Imagine this: a cold night sky over the mountains. Villages below are cut off from the world. An earthquake has left destruction behind, and survivors wait desperately for help. Out of the darkness, the deep hum of turboprop engines breaks the silence. A massive silhouette cuts across the clouds, its landing lights piercing the mist. Within minutes, heavy crates of food, medicine, and blankets are dropped with precision. For the people on the ground, this aircraft was not just a machine. It was hope descending from the heavens. This is the Sha'anxi Y-8, China's quiet giant of the skies. A transport plane that has carried soldiers to battle, relief to disaster zones, and secrets across borders. And tonight, we're diving into its untold story. The Y-8 is not just another military aircraft. It is the lifeline of logistics, the invisible hand that enables everything else. Without aircraft like the Y-8, fighter jets remain stranded, warships lose their supplies, and soldiers lose their edge. The Y-8 is the heartbeat behind China's military reach, yet it is also the gentle hand that has delivered aid during earthquakes, floods, and famines. Few planes embody this duality of war and peace the way the Y-8 does. Born in the 1960s, the Sha'anxi Y-8 was inspired by the Soviet Antonov An-12, a proven workhorse. But over time, the Y-8 evolved into much more. China didn't just copy. It adapted, modified, and expanded. The Y-8 became a platform, a foundation for dozens of specialized variants. From electronic warfare to maritime patrol, from reconnaissance to airborne early warning, the Y-8 became a chameleon in the skies. It could transport tanks one day and spy silently the next. But what makes the Y-8 so fascinating is its endurance. With 4 powerful turboprop engines, it doesn't need speed to dominate. It thrives on stamina, can fly long hours, land on rough runways, and carry massive payloads. In the cold mountains of Tibet, in the deserts of Xinjiang, in the stormy waters of the South China Sea, the Y-8 has been everywhere. And each time, it leaves behind stories not often told. One of those stories happened in 2008. A devastating earthquake struck Sichuan, leaving tens of thousands dead and millions homeless. Roads collapsed, railways were destroyed, and entire regions became unreachable. The world watched in shock. But into that chaos, the Y-8 roared, carrying emergency supplies, rescue teams, and even entire medical units. The aircraft became a lifeline. Survivors recall the sound of its engines as the moment they knew help had arrived. Imagine being buried under rubble and suddenly hearing that sound above, the sound of survival. But don't mistake this aircraft as just a gentle giant. On the other side of its story lies pure military power. The Y-8 has been the backbone of China's airborne forces. It has dropped paratroopers behind enemy lines, carried armored vehicles, and even supported secret reconnaissance missions. Some versions of the Y-8 are packed with sensors, radars, and surveillance equipment capable of tracking submarines deep beneath the ocean. Others carry electronic warfare pods, designed to jam enemy radars and blind their defenses. Perhaps the most chilling variant is the Y-8GX, nicknamed the Electronic Spy. These aircraft are seen patrolling near Taiwan and the South China Sea, gathering signals, intercepting communications, and mapping enemy defenses. They look like ordinary transports from afar, but inside, they are flying intelligence centers. What secrets have they uncovered? How many times have they silently flown, undetected, above sensitive zones? That remains classified. But what is certain is this: the Y-8 has become China's eyes and ears in the sky. And yet, despite its importance, the Y-8 is rarely celebrated. Fighter jets like the J-20 and bombers like the H-6 steal the spotlight. But without the Y-8, those flashy jets wouldn't even get off the ground with the right supplies, the right troops, or the right support. The Y-8 may not dazzle with speed, but it dominates with reliability. Think about this. The Y-8 has been in continuous production for over 4 decades. Very few aircraft in history can claim such longevity. Why? Because it works. Because it adapts. Because it survives. In a world where technology evolves at lightning speed, the Y-8 remains relevant. That alone speaks volumes. But here's where the story gets even more fascinating. The Y-8 became the foundation for the larger Y-9, China's modern answer to the American C-130J Hercules. And yet, even with the Y-9 rising, the Y-8 continues to serve. It's almost like a father and son flying together. The old giant and the young challenger, both carrying the future of China's air mobility. Beyond China, the Y-8 has spread its wings abroad. Nations like Myanmar, Venezuela, Pakistan, and others have acquired it. In some places, it became a military asset. In others, it became a humanitarian lifeline. Imagine a single aircraft type being equally feared and welcomed, depending on the context. That's the paradox of the Y-8. What makes the Y-8 unforgettable is not just its steel and engineering. It is the human stories tied to it. Soldiers boarding it before jumping into combat zones. Families in disaster-hit villages crying as aid crates drop from its belly. Pilots flying through thunderstorms, praying the engines don't fail. Engineers keeping it alive through decades of upgrades. Each of these stories adds soul to the machine. And yet, there's still a layer of mystery. Some say the Y-8 has been used for missions never acknowledged. Covert insertions, clandestine surveillance, shadow operations across disputed borders. No one knows the full truth. Perhaps one day archives will reveal it. Until then, the Y-8 remains both a workhorse and a ghost. A plane that can be seen by all but known by few. So, the next time you hear about cutting-edge fighters or stealth bombers, remember this: wars are not won by glamour, but by endurance. Not by speed alone, but by stamina. And the Sha'anxi Y-8 has been proving this truth for over 40 years. Before we close, if this story of the Y-8 has amazed you, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more incredible aviation documentaries, and check the description for the link to our full video series. And if you're ready for the next chapter in China's aviation story, don't miss our upcoming video on the mighty Sha'anxi Y-8 Kunpeng, the strategic airlifter that redefined power projection. The link to that is waiting for you right below. Because this journey doesn't end here. The Y-8 may be the backbone, but the Y-20 is the future. And together, they tell the story of how the skies above Asia are changing forever.